Do you know someone who is functional on the outside, but fractured on the inside? Protesting. Is it changing anything? Let's start thinking differently. If protests really worked, there would be visible change. We are still protesting. There has been no change. Actually, things have been getting worse. Why? Because when we are anti something, whatever we are anti has to exist. Healing with the Rev podcast is going to bring you comfort, build community, and give you some inspiration to move forward. Pro peace. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Mother Teresa was, Mother Teresa during the Vietnam War was asked to come to an anti-war rally. She said, I will not be there, but when you have a peace rally, invite me, I will come. She understood the difference between anti whatever and peace. So let's be for peace. And peace does not mean sitting on your butt doing nothing. It's very active. I'm Reverend Teresa Heipel. I am your host of Healing with the Rev podcast. I have lost loved ones to death. I am here to honor your faith tradition, and here you can find peace, calm, and clarity. Peace starts with community building, one person at a time, standing for something rather than against something. When we stand for, we're taking a stance for what we want. Anti-war, anti-ICE, or whatever is going on today as you are listening to this, whatever we are anti really does have to exist. We're giving power over to whatever it is we are wanting to not exist. If we want to abolish something, we need to be pro whatever that is. For this, we want pro peace. We want to be for peace. I don't think anyone would argue with me about that, but they haven't changed their mindset from something negative to something positive. So let's build something positive in this world. Peace building starts with faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, or anything else, I say have a faith in a higher power somewhere, because life gets difficult. And when life gets difficult, sometimes we don't know what to do with that. Building with faith, people are coming together. They're learning together. They're expounding their beliefs. They're expounding justice. And aren't we all wanting social justice? Seriously. Drum circles. It's a great way to release pent-up emotions. At my church, we have a drum circle. And when I go there, I can pound on the djembe drums, as you'll see on this picture. There's a lot of djembe drums. It's a great way because you can come up with your own rhythm and you can come up with your own chant in your head. It's pretty awesome. The podcast format, we're going to have real stories. I'm probably going to be talking more than doing interviews. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some uplifting interviews as we go along. Expressions of heartache, honoring our pain. This woman is feeling the weight of her loss. Whatever that loss is, she is not sure she wants to face reality. Sometimes reality is really difficult because reality is not someplace where we want to be. But we are here and we are now. And if you're listening to this, you're paying attention. So you are present in this moment. She appears to be afraid to see what is in front of her, whether she lost a spouse or a friend or a child or lost a job, gone into retirement, doesn't know what to do with her time. There's so many different kinds of ways of heartache, so many expressions of heartache. And whatever you're feeling, know that you are in great company and everything you feel is all good. And so I would ask you to continue to watch these podcasts because they're going to be informative. Some of them are about loss of some sort. Some of them are about these protests and peace and how we can move forward. Honor yourself by doing what is right for you in the moment. Why conversations break down and how to stay steady when they do. Last week, I shared about my experience at the Senate District Convention, and what I really noticed, was not just the conversations, but the energy in the room. There was passion, there was urgency, there was conviction, and underneath all of that, there was a lot of activation. And today, I want to talk about something that most people don't realize. Conversations don't break down because of ideas. They break down because of nervous systems. When we're in conversations about things that matter, politics, safety, justice, community, our bodies don't interpret that as discussion. It interprets that as threat, not because something is wrong, but because something is important. And when the nervous system perceives threat, we move into one of three states: fight, flight, or freeze. And here's the part no one is talking about. You can be calm on the outside and activated on the inside. That's when conversations get tight. That's when we stop listening. That's when we start reacting instead of responding. There was a moment at the convention where I realized this isn't about who is right. This is about, can we stay steady enough to actually hear each other? Because if we can't, it doesn't matter how good the idea is, it will never land. And that's where steady by design comes in. Being steady is not about agreeing, it's not about being passive. It's about having a nervous system that is regulated enough to stay present, to stay grounded, to stay in the room. And after our break, we're going to come back. I'm going to teach you a simple tool and a reframe so we can move forward. See you in a couple. Let's pause here for just a moment. This is what I call the steady moment. A pause to remember that peace in the world begins with peace inside us. One thing I've learned from working with people over many years is that the world does not become peaceful through more reaction. It becomes peaceful through more steadiness. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your presence alone begins to influence the people around you. That's the work I do through what I call steady by design. I help people regulate stress, restore clarity, and return to peace, both in their bodies and in their lives. Because when we become steady inside ourselves, we stop reacting to chaos and begin creating stability in the world around us. And that is where real peace begins. Book your discovery call using this QR code. Now, let's continue. Welcome back. As promised, I'm going to give you a simple tool. So I want to give you something simple you can use immediately. I call this a steady moment. When you feel yourself getting activated, when your body tightens, when your thoughts speed up, just pause and do this. Inhale slowly through your nose for the count of 4. Exhale longer than you inhale, about the count of 6 or 8. Drop your shoulders. Feel your feet on the ground. And then ask yourself one question. Am I reacting or am I steady? That one question can change everything because now you are choosing your response, not your nervous system choosing it for you. What if peace doesn't start out there? What if it starts with regulated people having difficult conversations without losing themselves? That's how community changes. Not louder, not faster, but steadier. If this resonates with you, this is the work I do, helping people learn how to regulate their nervous system so they can show up clearly, calmly, and powerfully, especially in moments that matter. Because the truth is, the world doesn't just need more opinions right now, it needs more steady people. And that is something that we can actually learn. If you'd like to go deeper into this work, I offer nervous system reset sessions, and I'll include that in the show notes. Until next time, take a breath, come back to yourself, and remember, peace starts within you. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe here. Your follow and subscribe allows me to make better quality content for you. I will bring in guests on occasion. If this message resonates with you, I bring the Steady by Design framework to organizations, communities, and events that want to lead with clarity instead of reaction. I'd love to continue the conversation.